we don't know when Google might turn off the Google like normal search and in maybe a year or 2 year or 3 year, I don't know down the line when it's going to happen, but they're going to fully transition into the chatbot model.
I'm Aaron Villarreal, born and raised in Silicon Valley, and here to take you behind the scenes and share what it's like to be a startup founder, the journey they're on, the problems they face, the products they build in an effort to make our lives better. I'm excited to have with us today Deepak Gupta, co-founder and CEO of Gracker AI. Deepak, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, Jake. Thanks for having me. Great to be here.
Well, I'm excited to have you on. Now we're on episode 301. So we've done this a lot. We've talked to a lot of founders, a lot of startups, but I'm really excited to talk about you and your company, Gracker. A little bit more about Deepak, just so the listeners know who he is. He's a serial entrepreneur in cybersecurity. He's an author, an inventor, and he's based in San Francisco. He is the CEO and co-founder of Gracker AI, which is a platform focused on Generative Engine Optimization, or GEO, and Answer Engine Optimization, AEO, for B2B SaaS companies with a strong emphasis on cybersecurity. There's a lot going on with agents and data and cybersecurity, so can't wait to get into this. Listen through the whole episode if you want to get value out of this, because it's going to be exciting. Now, before we jump in, Gupta, where are you joining us from today? Is it San Francisco or is it somewhere else?
I'm in San Francisco, yes.
Okay, great. Well, it's a great place to be. I was up there last week at a Great Point Venture event. And, you had SaaStr going on and AI Council going on, all sorts of activity around, really a lot around AI, but a lot around SaaS as well, and the transformation that's happening in our industry. So, before we jump in there, give us a little background of you. What were some of the things that shaped you into becoming a serial entrepreneur? And talk a little bit about what led you to where you're at today.
Yeah, for sure. And first of all, Jake, you are right. Absolutely. Like Silicon Valley, San Francisco, a lot of things going on. A lot of events happening every day. And SaaStr is one of the key events. Last week, I was there. I was speaking at SaaStr last week.
Were you speaking?
Yeah.
Nice.
I got a chance, first time to speak at SaaStr last week. And I was talking about GEO and how it works, how we are building the solution and things like that. So it's a very interesting space to be in. And I met with so many founders, entrepreneurs, even VCs at SaaStr event. So it was a fantastic event. So a little bit of my background. So I am a developer. I started my career as a software engineer. So I studied in Chicago, and I got to learn a lot of cybersecurity, forensics, and development. And then when I started my career, I'm like, I need to build something that would solve the problem for user. And that's where I founded my first company, Login Radius, back in 2013, 2014. So about 10 to 12 years ago. It was more around authentication, how users are connecting with the websites. So that's where the journey began. After building the product, definitely one of the key challenge that, as you know, right, any software product is the growth. How can you crack the revenue, go to market? And that's where I did the whole playbook of content-led growth, product-led growth, and all the SEO and things like that. So last 10 years, I've been doing that. I grew the company to a good stage, built the whole infrastructure, technology. I worked with a lot of CIOs, CISOs, top-notch companies, a lot of large enterprises. And that's where last year, when I was thinking of building the new company, that's where I'm like, what is the another challenge that is going on in the industry? And that's one of the big challenge happening is the shift from growth from SEO to GEO. So now, as you know, right, when you want to find something, even as a consumer, if you want to find a restaurant or anything, you go to ChatGPT or Gemini and say, hey, can you give me the top 10 restaurants or something, right? Nobody is using Google anymore. So that's where the whole industry is moving. The search is becoming the key thing. And that's where we started building the solution. So my background is still hard of technology, but now how can you accelerate the technology? How can you grow the technology? And that's what I'm working with a lot of tech companies and cybersecurity companies.
Yeah. Well, I like the acronym GEO and AEO. There's a lot of, every time we talk to companies, including our own organization, we're helping companies build and grow and scale. We're in the recruitment side, but, really the big question is, how do you get ranked in those engines? What is it you have to do to show up and to be in a spot where, it's relative to what your services are, and companies are going to find you as they do their own questions and prompting I think the big question a lot of companies have is, do you have to be an organization that's had SEO and lots of content that you've built over the last 2, 3, 5, 10 years? And does that give you an advantage? Or really, can you be a company that's vibe coding an app and launch a product and quickly show up in some of the engines and how you're ranked? So I think that's what we hear a lot of. But be curious to learn about what it is that you do and what you bring to the market that maybe others should know about.
So when we talk about GEO and AEO, the baseline is still SEO. At one point, like you are saying that, yeah, if the company already has a presence for last few years, they already have a good content, they will have a little bit of higher authority. Another spectrum, and what we have seen with some of our customers, even they are brand new, even they just launched a solution 6 months ago, 1 year ago, and they are still showing up in GEO against their competition who have been around for 10 years or longer, right? The big difference is how you optimize these things. So the way even LLM, even now Google and Gemini, like the key thing is like, do you have a clear focus on your content, on your messaging, on your website that, hey, this is what you are doing and this is the problem you are solving, right? So you can take any example, right? Let's say CRM, right? If you have a specific niche for that CRM, and even if you are a brand new solution, you just launched like 6 months ago, and if someone is searching, like a company searching, hey, we are this type of company, we have this much employee, we are looking for these features in this CRM, and if you have the clear context that matches your persona, it's gonna find you. So you don't necessarily need to be in the industry or SEO. You had to be there for a few years. Even a brand new company can optimize their GEO very quickly. The main thing is focus and how they do it. And that's what we help even newer companies to optimize in the LLMs.
Got it. How much of it is technical? So, say you have content and you have your messaging down and you think about prompting and like what type of prompts would somebody put in where it would be relative to whatever your offering is. But, there's syntax and there's different ways to put brackets around words and you could play with stuff. Like how much of that's really important as well?
So I think that is not relevant as much. The key thing what these LLMs or even Google look at it is like what users are searching. So first of all, like what prompts users are looking for. So that's where we have a lot of providers that we partner with. So we source a lot of these real prompts, what users are looking up in LLM. And then based on that, you optimize the messaging, not on your website, but even third-party websites. So when you optimize your own messaging, I think I'm doing some reactions. Something is going on. I think nowadays, all these things are becoming more and more intelligent.
Thumbs up. You're doing great. Hopefully the listeners can see the thumbs up on our screens. But anyway, keep going. Yeah.
So the website experience matters a lot. How you are putting the content, how you are capturing the context, how you are answering that FAQ to the user, and the value of the content matters a lot. Whether this content is not just for the bots, this content is mainly for human. So human can understand and get value out of it. So to answer your question, yes, the context and the type of content and quality of content and the way you structure the content matters a lot.
What's the difference between GEO and AEO? AEO meaning answer engine optimization versus generative engine optimization.
I mean, so when these new things started, right, a couple of years ago, a lot of companies came up with various acronyms for these things. But in general, AEO, answer engine optimization, is how your website gets cited in LLMs. When a user is doing some research that, hey, I want to look for recruitment best practices, and then your website gets cited. Jake posted this amazing article, or he has an amazing YouTube video where he talks about like some recruitment best practices. So that's the citing part. Now, when they go into the buying intent and say, hey, like who is the best recruitment agency in San Francisco? So that's where GEO comes in, where it's going to pull the data from your website and then it's going to pull the data from third-party resources who is linking that site. So one is like just the concise of data on your website, that is AEO, and then concising that website data and connecting that with the network of other like review websites or third-party Reddit or different forums, LinkedIn and things like that. That is called GEO. So GEO is overall how you improve your persona on the LLM.
Got it. Yeah. So there's a real strategy behind it, not just creating content, but it sounds like you should be on multiple platforms with content in various areas, all kind of pointing to the same messaging. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah. If you have a different messaging on your website, if you have different messaging on different platforms, even LLM AI is gonna confuse. Hey, what does this company do? We don't even understand. Like, they have like 20 different messaging, and that is the one of the worst scenario where the AI cannot find your company or product when users are looking for. So consistent messaging, focused messaging, real context, some of the things and how you use these best practices, I think that's one of the better way to get the AI visibility.
Yeah, got it. We had a conversation actually end of last year. It was a few months back. And one of the things I took away from that was you said that you like finding problems before they have names. When did you first realize that AI search was going to change how companies get discovered?
So I think first I found out about 2.5 years ago, even back in when I was just finishing up my previous company. That's where like I advise a lot of companies in Bay Area, especially cybersecurity companies, and a lot of them came to me and say, "Hey, Deepak, like our customers came through ChatGPT, our customer came through Copilot, and they were looking for it." And I'm like, I was fascinated. Wow, they are looking even back in the early days. Like people are looking solutions and doing research on these chat LLMs. And that's where I'm like, wow, this is very interesting. There should be a good solution out there for that. And back then there was no solution. And that's where I started thinking, doing a lot of research, and then I came up with, this is a very like high growth industry. And that's where like the whole playbook of 25 years old SEO and organic growth is gonna be pushed into LLM in next coming years, and that would also turn into the whole big industry with whether you talk about searching for the solution, all the advertisement, all the like lot of things was their legacy. It has to move into the new answer engines. So that's where I started doing research and then build the solution.
Yeah, a lot of companies are looking for the solution that you're building. There's also a lot of competition out there. What is it you do differently that, say, another company in the same space does?
Yeah, so there are definitely a lot of competition in GEO because, as you know, it's a high growing industry. And as you said, every single company, whether it's a small company, enterprise company, they are looking for a GEO, AEO solution, right? So there are a lot of competition. There are, I think, 6 or 7 good players, like good companies in this space. So one of the big differentiation for us, mostly all of these companies are horizontal. So they focus on B2B, B2C, marketplaces, e-commerce, like everything. Our clear focus is B2B cybersecurity. So the way we have done it is the way we analyze the prompt, the way we source the prompt, and then because cybersecurity content and cybersecurity, even the prompt response is super technical. It goes into deep technical. So we have created our own algorithms. We have created our own data engine to rank against and analyze those response so we can add real value to the cybersecurity companies. So that's what one of our key persona is. Cybersecurity companies, nobody's serving them, and having it a bit technical and have like our team has a good understanding, including me. Like we have the whole understanding of like how a CIO, CISOs, IT team source the solution, getting education on the solution. That helps a lot to identify these things.
Yeah. We had a company last week on the show called Sevi, which is a cybersecurity company, and they have done extremely well very quickly. I think the challenge isn't for them about having new customers. I think it's being able to support the demand of their customers. But take a company like that is a year and a half old. They have been in cybersecurity for a long time. The founder, it's like a founder-led company, but now they're building and scaling. What would you be able to bring to them, and how long would it take for you to prove some results within their space around marketing?
So a company like, let's say, a cybersecurity company in space for like 1.5 years. And if they are growing, they definitely have done a good job. Their solution is pretty good. The product is good because customers are using it, right? And they have a good base. So for companies like this, if they start using a GEO solution specialized like Gracker in cybersecurity, in a couple of months, they will see a amazing boost. So maybe let's say their GEO visibility or AEO visibility right now, we have different scores like how we rank it amongst their competition and based on their things. So for example, let's say their visibility is 25, and if they already have a good base, good product, good niche, in next 2 to 3 months, once they start using the platform, they would see at least 20 to 30% boost in their AI ranking, and they should be procure a lot of leads from the LLMs. Few of the case studies we have, some of our customers, I think they're 30 to 40% of the funnel fills through AI visibility using our solution within 3 to 4 months. So the key objective is, again, going back to the same thing, is if the product is good, the niche is defined, the results with AI visibility and with LLM search is going to be very, very fast.
Yeah, really cool. What's the business model?
So business model is, we are a B2B SaaS company. So we focus on how many prompts a customer or a company wants to monitor. So in our general smaller plans, we have self-serve plans where we do daily monitoring, where we monitor these prompts against 8 or 9 different LLMs, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Copilot, Gemini, Overview, and everything, right? But then in enterprise, the one thing we do differently, because it's a large enterprise, they have a larger scale prompt, and then these prompts, even if you in ChatGPT, if you type the prompt now or after let's say 2-3 hours, the response gonna change. So daily tracking is not even enough for the large enterprise, so we do hourly monitoring. So our business model, very simple. We charge based on the number of prompts and how often you want to monitor those prompts, and customers pay us monthly recurring fee for that.
So do you actually help them create the prompts, or is it something that they create and then you just monitor how they're doing?
No, so we help them. So even we don't create the prompt. So we have partnered with around 27 different data providers. So like I said, we get the real prompts what users are searching. And as a company, right, we focus on our platform to optimize the prompt monitoring. So we partner with those providers to get the real prompts based on our customers' product, domain, a lot of other things, competition and things like that. So yes, we help them source those prompts, and we also integrate with some of these existing tools, like if they are using Google Search Console, Bing Webmaster, Ahrefs, SEMrush, because they also track some of this stuff, so they can bring their accounts and we can integrate that. But yes, we do not create the prompts. We help basically integrate the prompts from third party or from their existing tools they have.
I didn't know there was that many prompt data sources out there that were providing prompts in the market. That's pretty...
Oh yeah, because you don't know what users are searching. User could search anything anywhere in the world, right? So you have to source those quality data points from these third-party data brokers.
Wow, that's really crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild. Talk about you. So you're leading the company. How big is the team now today?
So right now we are pretty small. We have around 15 people. In the age of AI, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Because I've seen 3 people building $1 billion companies.
We hear about it a lot, yeah. So as a leader, are you still in the code? Are you still building? Or what does that look like?
So I don't code for the platform. I spec out things based on what customers want, what our prospects want, how things are shaping up the industry. So do a lot of research, a lot of customer interaction. But yeah, I do some coding just for my fun use, because now everybody has to code. So I do some coding to launch some small tools, some small cool systems for the things, but it's not directly attached with the platform for sure.
Yeah. I want to switch gears a little bit here and talk about building a company. A lot of our listeners come out of, incubators, and they'll go through Y Combinator. They've been through Techstars, but, others are, sort of 3rd, 4th, 5th founders, different startups. When it comes to building a team, I know things have shifted. We're hearing a lot of engineering is, if you're coding more than 20% of your application, then you're probably not the right fit for a company, or there's, the acceleration of tools has just made it really incredible what you can bring into the market. So what's your view today in terms of the talent that you want to bring on as you continue to build your organization? What is it that matches your culture today versus maybe 5 years ago?
Yeah. So that's actually, there is a big shift happened in this, when we recruit, even for various role, whether it's a engineering role, whether it's a marketing role or sales role, right? So the things have shifted a lot. So in my previous company, we have to hire people who have more experience, they have more knowledge around standards, protocols and things like that, right? And they have to have a coding experience, right? Now we look for people who have knowledge but they are very comfortable using AI solution, because a lot of people, they still don't know how to use AI solution, whether it's a Cloud Code or whether it's like Cursor or Gemini and things like that, right? So that's one of the thing in the interview we look for if we are recruiting for the engineering role is, have you done coding with the AI assisted tools? Do you have basic understanding of system architecture, databases? Like, they should have a basic understanding of things. They might not have a deep experience on some of this stuff, but if they know how the AI works, how they can communicate with AI, how they can translate that requirement to AI and use AI effectively, I think that has changed a lot. So that's what we look for in every single interview, every single new hire, and even current team. Constantly going on every meetings, every other week is like, hey, what has someone learned new in AI? Because even AI is a lot of new things coming up. Like the skill was there, and a few months ago there's a new AI skill came in. So constantly upskilling the existing people with the new AI thing coming in, and the new people, they have to have a AI knowledge, AI experience using the AI tool. That has changed.
Yeah. Well, you have 15 people today. What's the challenge that you've seen in terms of transforming the mindset into being really AI first? I mean, you're an AI company, so maybe you've got the right people that are already on board with that mindset, but not everyone's been able to accelerate at the level that others can. And we've heard this term over and over called AI hoarding, where you learn something and it's a tool that helps you become more productive, but you don't share it because it kind of gives you like an advantage of doing your work. An example could be you show up for your weekly meetings or your one-on-ones and you're much more prepared and much more ready because you've used tools to help you prepare yourself. But you might not share that with your manager or other people that you work with because it gives you maybe a little edge in how you operate. How have you seen that? If you have, how have you helped bring people together around the idea of sharing what your learnings are or your breakthroughs versus holding on to them and maybe being an outlier in the company?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And we have seen it a lot, even in my company and some of the other companies that I work with, like this advice and things like that, right? So some people don't share the information. I think it's going back to the company culture. So the culture we have built, even I'm doing some research. I do a lot of research. I do even my free time, weekends and things like that. I share it with the team that, hey, this is the cool thing I did. You guys should try it out. Or this is a cool tool I found, cool way of prompt I found. You guys should try it. So the way we have built our culture, now even my co-founder, every other developer, they are sharing the things that they are learning. And we have a dedicated session every other week where we say, hey, let's talk about what everybody has learned new in AI. Any new prompts they found, any new super skill or skill, something new they have found, and we keep sharing. Like, we have a dedicated channel where we share, hey, I watched this amazing video where they talk about some new things that we could be doing with this, some of the new tools coming in. So I think for us, luckily, we have created that culture where people are not hoarding that knowledge. They are sharing that knowledge, and they are also learning, because they know that if I'm going to share the knowledge, other people going to share that knowledge with me, and that's actually helping them, the whole team, to build the skill.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy how quickly the tools keep coming out and the acceleration of the technology. I think every founder that we've talked to feels like they're a little behind on, how to stay at the level and pace that technology is evolving.
Right.
But it feels like everyone's kind of in the same boat. Like you're just paddling with a different oar and you're all kind of going in the same direction. It's just, you find a little bigger oar that helps you get through that next wave faster than the other person.
But surprisingly, even like smaller companies, the founders have to be on top of it. I'm surprised. Like, there are some larger companies. I was talking to co-founder of Anthropic, like probably last year or so. He also does coding and experimentation by himself and share it with the teams. Even bigger companies, larger companies, I think nowadays, I think way to success is you have to keep doing research. You have to keep doing new experiments and then share it with your team so they can also learn and get better using those AI tools.
Yeah. I was reading the book, The Algorithm, a couple of weeks ago, and it was one of the presidents at Tesla. And it's how Elon Musk thinks about, products and innovation and milestones and measurement and keeping people accountable and the breakthroughs. And It actually is really interesting because I think in today's world with AI, every company needs to transform at some level to a certain degree with AI. I don't know if the roadmap exists for every company. It's all a little bit more unique depending on how long the company's been around, the core skills they have internally. So there's a lot of change that's happening and a lot of innovation, but being able to lead the change and transformations as well as keeping people accountable and making sure you're measuring and what works, what doesn't work. It's like you're building a new company almost every couple months, it feels like.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you are keep coming up with new things, and the way this AI is changing industry, like every single segment, not just coding, but every single vertical, it is phenomenal. And I think what I think is the change should come from the top, like the management or leaders. They have to be on board using the AI. They should not be scared of using AI, or they have to definitely use the right way of using, right security protocols of using the AI. But if they start using it, then it's going to flow into the whole company, and then you can quickly build and automate a lot of existing things in the company and boost the efficiency and give that same productivity back to your customer.
Yeah. There's this term that came out in the 80s called eating your own dog food,
Yes.
which is essentially whatever you build, you actually use it so you can test it, try it, see what you like, see what you don't like. You understand better what your customers would want in their experience. Talk about your product because it's helping companies get pulled up earlier in the search engines and in the LLM world. What are you using your own technology to get pulled up in the LLMs, and what's that been like for you? What type of demand are you seeing, and what type of lead generations coming out of it?
So we are absolutely eating our own food, and that's how we started. When we started building the platform about a year and a half ago, we started using the experiment our own product, and right now, every single day when I talk to customers, the only thing they say, "Hey, Deepak, can you do the GEO? What you have done for your company, can you do the GEO for me?" So we are ranked number one. If you look at it, any Claude, Gemini, if you say that GEO specific solution, AEO specific solution for B2B cybersecurity company, we are always ranked number one. And that's what our customers ask. How did you do it? Can you do it for us? And you are such a young company, like we are just 1.5-year-old company. And they are like, we have been around for going back to the same example I was telling you, right? They have been around for 5 years, 10 years, or even some companies, we are enterprises working with 15 years. They are saying we are not that visible in the space what you are in such a young company. So 100% we are using our own technology to optimize our own GEO. We have followed the quality standards of what Google does, what Anthropic and things, they're like all the guidelines they provide. And for the GEO solution, are like a specific category, like again going back to the niche and context, we are ranked number one, and that's what our customers actually are asking us to for them.
Wow, I like it. That sounds like you've got proof in the pudding, and then you could talk about it. So when you're talking to companies, it's not just about what you can do. You also have social proof that you can tell them, do the searches, see where we come up, and do the same thing for your customers.
And talk about lead generation, we get almost around 80 to 90 inbound customers every single month. Like it's non-stop.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah. And then the customers use our product and they're like, wow, this is amazing. And then obviously some enterprise customers come in, and then we have to talk to them, demos. And we get a lot of demo requests every week. So our inbound funnel is really good. That's why we haven't had to focus on outbound as much so far. Now we are started to think about it, but inbound funnel is really good for us.
Wow. Yeah, because what we're seeing in the companies we work with and talk with is go-to-market seems to be like one of the higher demand functions of the companies in AI today. It's getting above the noise. It's being able to talk about who you are, what you do, get in front of your customers at scale. And every company we talk to, when we're talking about priorities of hiring, where do you need to go? Where do you need to be? And it used to be we're starting with engineering, but it's not so much that anymore. Now it's, we've built the product. Now we need to get in the market. We need to figure out what tools or people can help us get to the market. So go-to-market strategy and tools and people seem to be top of mind. In addition,
I think you are right. Engineering talent is always going to be the challenge, and companies would need it. But you are absolutely right. Like using these AI tools, companies can build like the softwares very quickly. Vibe coding is there, but even the good developer can build a product. Instead of 6 months, they can build it in 1 month. But the problem is, how do you grow that? If you build the product, how do you acquire customer? How do you cut to your customers? How do you generate revenue from that? So absolutely, the talent for that is very in high demand. Even we are looking for like few of the GTM engineers. That's what we call in our growth team, like go to market engineers. So whether they are inbound, whether they are community managers, like we actually bundle them into go to market engineers, and we hire engineers for every single segment, whether it's a marketing, sales, or anything, because we are engineering heavy company, like developer focused company. So yeah, you are absolutely right. GTM is one of the key area where talent is gonna be very much needed in the future.
Yeah. It's a whole shift of different titles in how companies are defining what core skills they need to. We're seeing, what used to be like a product marketer, a product manager, that's changed to like product engineer. Like I need you to come in and build an end-to-end solution, even though you're focused in marketing, but you don't need to be an engineer, but you need to understand the tools that you can actually vibe code a product and show this is what it is. And this is the changes we're starting to see, which is fascinating.
Even a lot of these GTM tools, you are right. Like even last week, Sastra, I saw like 6 or 7 go-to-market tools. Every single tool has agentic, and you chat with the agent, and like you need to know how to interact with those tools. So it's not like a dashboard-driven tool where you click. Even if you are not an engineer, like you have to know like how to use these tools in the agentic way or the coding way, what like people doing now. So yes, everybody has to know. Even if you are in marketing sales, they need to know a little bit of AI interaction and agentic way of getting the results for the company.
Is your platform agentic? Are there agents that help create what you need to create to make it work, or is it? Walk us through the visual side of it.
Yeah, so it's 100% agentic, because if you are building a system that connects with various different systems nowadays, it has to be agentic, meaning that it has to source the data from third-party source. It has to pass that. So we have around, I would say, like 45 or 47 agent. We are keep adding it, but for now we are around that many agents, and each agent has a specific job on what they need to do to source the data from these providers based on the customer. One agent's job is to do the research on the company. One agent's job is to do the research on the competition. So we have the layer of agents that work based on their specific role, and then they get the data, all the prompt engineering, prompt monitoring, getting the response, like using our own proprietary data for some of the agents, and how we structure the platform. I think nowadays, new AI solution has to be agentic, to be very lean, to be very specific, and to get the job done faster and better. Even if you talk about like solutions 5 years ago, they used to have like REST APIs and things, but they were like static in nature. They cannot change based on the behavior. They have to do a request and response. But nowadays, when you do the request, it can change based on the context. That actually adds a lot of value when you have this agentic system.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. Well, I like what you're building, and it's specifically focused on cybersecurity companies, correct? SaaS based. Okay, B2B. I always like to leave a little space at the end of our podcast to talk about the growth, what it looks like for you in the next 6 to 12, 18 months. What's growth? What are you excited about? And the type of roles that are changing and the titles that are changing, what are you looking to bring on board that would be helpful? And maybe someone might hear this podcast and say, you know what, I want to talk to Deepak. Where can I find him? So talk a little bit about your forecast for the next 12 to 24 months.
So we are growing pretty fast. We are acquiring a lot of large enterprises, a lot of large customers very quickly. Few of the things I'm excited, the way industry is shaping up in this AEO GEO space. Even we don't know when Google might turn off the Google like normal search, and in maybe a year or 2 year or 3 year, I don't know down the line when it's gonna happen, but they're gonna fully transition into the chatbot model. Definitely new things gonna come up. There are like LLM ads. They are getting some experiments done. So that's some of the new thing that is getting into this whole search industry, AI search industry, we call it. And from our point of view, yeah, we are always looking for talented engineers, definitely on the development engineering side. And we are also looking for talented, like I was telling you, go-to-market engineers. So go-to-market engineers for us, the way we define it is, we don't segment it based on like inbound, outbound, and like different roles, customer success. GTM engineers for us is like they help us understand our solution. They talk to customers, they figure it out, like the inbound customers coming in, what are their needs. So talk to them. They also help in the community, because GEO, one of the big angle is community angle, how you spread the solution, how you answer the questions in community. So yes, we absolutely are looking for talented people, AI focused people who have understanding of AI, who have used AI tools, or who wants to learn new AI tools. And the culture we have built is another thing, is like, if you want to keep learning, if you want to keep growing in this AI space, that's one of the good fit for us.
Yeah, that's really cool. And for them, does it matter where they live? Are you distributed? Are you global? Or do you have to be in San Francisco?
Yeah, we are global, fully remote company. We have a team everywhere. So yes, remote is definitely one of the thing, because that's what I believe, that having a location in this age, especially for the startups, it's gonna be a deter for good quality talent. So yeah, we always look for people who can contribute, not where they live or the location they are in.
Yeah. Well, where can they find Gracker AI, or where can they find you, Deepak, if they want to reach out?
So I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on X. You can reach out to me at deepak@gracker.ai. I have my personal blog, guptadeepak.com. You can reach out to me there. So yeah, there are various channels where I engage with people all the time.
Really cool. Well, first and foremost, I want to thank you for spending your time with us today. It means a lot to me that you've shared your story, as well as for the listeners for listening. Like I said earlier, we're now on episode 301. So it's been a lot of fun. Thanks for staying with us and being part of this show as well. I'm your host, Aaron Villarreal, signing off for now, but can't wait to catch up with you all on the next episode. Until then, Deepak, the world, take care. If you like what we're doing, don't forget to subscribe. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. And follow us on YouTube, where we go behind the scenes to learn what it takes to be a startup founder.